Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 325. I have lost my chat. So if you're popping in, please jump in the live chat. Just say hi or something. Uh, it looked funny, and I clicked a button, and all of a sudden everything disappeared. There's like a gray box at the top, and it's completely black. So let me see if there's anything I can do here. Live chat is there's a way to do the live chat replay. Hey! So even though I may not be able to see the live chat this morning, I found out why you can't see the replay, because I always want to see the live chat replay on like other podcasts, especially Brad's, because I can't watch Brad live anymore. So I want to see the live chat replay. So if you didn't know how to do that, which 325 episodes later, I finally figured out how. Go down to edit right below the video, and then go to customization. And right at the top, it says live chat, and usually that's marked. And then right below live chat replay. And my box was not checked, so I checked it. So what that does is, even though I can't see the live chat right now, which is really frustrating because that's why I go on live, I want to chat. At least I can see the live chat replay. So that sucks. I hate it when I can't see the live chat. This ruins it. Okay, so anyway, I am live. I did not go live yesterday. It was a somewhat busy 4th of July weekend. I was very productive. I shipped out over 200 eBay packages. Now I ran like 110 auctions that ended like last Thursday night. So I had, I think, 85 of the 110 sold, which is a really good percentage. So I had those, plus I think it drove extra traffic to my eBay store. So then I had a lot of sales like Friday, Saturday. Sunday was super slow with eBay sales. But then it kind of picked up late Sunday night and a little bit into Monday, a little slower than usual yesterday. Overnight last night, usually I'll see, sometimes up to 25 transactions, sales over in the overnight from like 10 to 11 p.m. till 6 a.m. And I only saw a couple this morning. So slowed down the last couple days. And that's even like during the peak, which we'll call the peak like February, like January through March. Basically, first quarter was the hobby peak. I was seeing sales dip like every other week. Like I would see a slowdown, and then all of a sudden the next week it was just I couldn't keep up, and then the following week it was like a little slower, and then I'd see a peak. And that's kind of, last week was crazy, and I think some of that has to do with running over 100 auctions, and I do have, I think, 80 running right now. I think I have 50 ending Wednesday of this week, and then another like 30 ending Friday night. Now, I did not heed my own advice with the eBay auctions. I said, don't list auctions on the Sunday before 4th of July, since it fell on a Sunday, but do on the actual 4th of July, because there's going to be, on the 4th of July, there's less people looking at eBay. And on the 4th of July, there's going to be less people on eBay. So next Sunday, when people are kind of back to their normal Sunday night routines, there's going to be less competition for sales. So I did not heed that advice, and I don't have them ready in File Exchange. I have everything typed out. I still need to take pictures and get those uploaded. So it's still, halfway process. Plus there was another, batch of cards that I wanted to list. So I don't even know if I'll get to those this week. It's going to be a busy weekend travel wise this upcoming week for me. So I probably will just have to sit on those auctions for at least another week. So I got caught up with all of my eBay shipments over the weekend. Trades, I was able to get caught up. A couple trades dating back to like February that I've just been, some trades it's really hard for me, like set builders. I just try to stay away from trading with set builders. Nothing against set builders. It's just my collection, my trade inventory is not set up. It's not sorted. It's not organized. So that's why I tend to gear toward team trades. It's a little easier for me sorting wise. So I was able to catch up on some of those that it's a longer process for me to pull cards. I got David's package, and actually they haven't gone out yet because post office was closed obviously Sunday and again yesterday. So I've got like a huge box from I took a bunch on Saturday morning that I had shipped out late Friday night and throughout Saturday morning, took those to the post office, and then everything from Saturday afternoon, Sunday, and yesterday morning packages will be shipped out today. So David's Pirates are going out. Zach's got a package coming. Herman's package is on the way. Mark, I'm still working on yours. So a lot of stuff going out today. Productive weekend. Now my wife's aunt and uncle were in town from South Florida. They flew in Friday. So and that's like all of like we take just simple things for granted. Time is like, I learned so much through the pandemic about the value of time, because we take time for granted, and it's kind of like we take a couple bucks for granted. Oh, it's just what's the famous like Starbucks, oh, it's just a cup of coffee every day. Well, that cup of coffee is like $4 or $5. That's $25 a week. That's $100 a month. That's $1,200 a year. It all adds up, just like time. My commute, yes, it's only 10 minutes, but it's 10 minutes to work. It's 10 minutes back home for lunch, back to work for lunch, back home after work. And not only that, you got to give yourself a little buffer zone because it takes a few minutes. So that tends to be, that adds up to, 6 hours a week just in commute times. And that's for me, a short commute. Can you imagine having an hour-long commute? And so we kind of take the little things, and the little things, they all add up. And so just simple things like going out to dinner. So we went out to dinner Friday night. We went out to dinner Saturday night. We had dinner at my mother-in-law's Sunday night and last night. So, all of this, I would much prefer going out to dinner and doing things as opposed to being cooped up in the house for 18, 16 months, whatever it was. But it's all that, time. And we were talking about one of my mother-in-law's friends. We were talking about, cards and sales, and, told him, this is how much I sold last year. And he was kind of blown away. And it's like, I mean, there's nothing else to do. Like, I wasn't going out to eat. I wasn't commuting to work. I wasn't doing anything. So I have all of this excess cards, just put them on eBay. And now all of a sudden it's like, now you're trying to find time to do this, which, hey, I would much prefer the now than the then, the COVID then. So this week's going to be busy because Friday morning I will be heading down to Chicago for the Cubs Cardinals game. I think I'm going to do the bleachers. I've really been eyeing like the right behind home plate. It's the American Airlines Club, so it's like all inclusive, and it's right behind home plate. But it's like, I'm saving up. I'm not buying any cards until the National. So I'm trying to sell as much as I can just to build up so I can just go on a mad dash shopping spree for 5 days at the National. So it's like, why spend all of this money on a seat to a game? Yes, it's a great experience, but it's going to be there. Maybe I'll wait. And I'll do that another time, maybe later this summer. We'll see. But it's like right now, I just want to, yes, I am going to go to the Cubs game. I want to go to the Cubs game. I haven't been to Wrigley in 2 years. So I will go. And so I'm weighing, it's like all inclusive. So how much money on, if I get a bleacher ticket, $75. Well, after like taxes, probably going to be like $90 for the ticket. Beers are like $12. Hot dogs like $6. So it's like, okay, how much am I going to be spending on, beer and food? And it's not going to be the cost. It's not going to be up there with the cost of the ticket. But also, you got to take into consideration, okay, the experience of sitting there. I've never been behind home plate at Wrigley. I've sat second row at first base. And I've sat like sixth row at third base. Those are the closest I've been at Wrigley. I've been first row behind home plate at Miller Park for a Cubs game, Brewers Cubs, but never at Wrigley. So that's a bucket list item. I want to be up close behind home plate at Wrigley Field. But this Friday is just based on timing. We've got the National coming up, and I'm not buying anything. I get tempted. I'll see some eBay. My buddy Johnny will text me different things, and it's like, I want to buy this. It'll trigger something, and I'll go on eBay. But it's like, nope, I'm on a spending pause outside of the Cubs game, and maybe I'll buy some stuff at the card show in Schaumburg or my card show at the end of the month, heading into the National. But I'm going to try to just keep it all sales so that I can just go on a supermarket sweep at the National. So I plan on being live, I think, every day this week, through the week. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'll go live before I drive down. I'm going to drive to Crystal Lake, hop on the train down. And then my friend lives just around Crystal Lake, so I'll stay at his place Friday night. So I'll be out of town Saturday. So no show Saturday. And then Sunday, I'll be setting up at the card show in Schaumburg, which is, about a 2-hour drive for me. And I want to get there by 7. So I'm going to be like waking up at 4:30, hitting the road right around 5, get there at 7. It's going to be a super long day. So that's going to be tough. So I'll need to reach Saturday. I'm going to have to rejuvenate. And then I'll be super dead tired Sunday night. And then my card show, July 24th at the Sheraton Hotel, Madison, Wisconsin, 9 to 3. Working on some stuff, but I'm starting. I was pretty excited. I think I mentioned something last week that we're working on something. I was a little more positive that would come through late last week. Now it's kind of 50-50, and I'm leaning toward it's not going to come through. So I won't share what that is. But we'll find out. I figured we wouldn't come to any agreements over the long weekend. But maybe today, continue talks pick up and maybe make something happen for the July 24th show. So that is coming up. That'll be a good show leading into the National. And I was a little nervous, like, okay, this is going to be kind of a down show. And I think it's going to be a down show. I think it may be similar to our June show. We had great vendor turnout, but our crowd was a little less than I had hoped for, especially since it rained. But I think we'll have, a similar crowd to what we saw at our June show. And I was thinking, we probably won't. It'll probably be a really crappy show because the National is just a few days later. But as I was talking to other vendors and just people that were at my booth, it was a resounding, I bet 80 to 90% of the people I talked to were not going to the National. Now, the National is going to be huge. So I'm not saying that the National is going to be down by any means. The National is probably going to be the biggest national probably ever. I know when people talk about crowds and popularity of the National, I think 1991, and I think that was in Anaheim, was kind of the benchmark, and that was the peak craziness of the hobby, and that was the biggest National. I think here we are 30 years later, 2021. I think we're going to be right back to that position, and I think this is going to be, the biggest attended show. They opened up another semi VIP. So all the VIP passes sold out. I think the regular VIP sold out a week or two ago. The super VIP sold out a few weeks ago. So they added another semi VIP option where it's basically just early entry, and it also gets you into the Wednesday VIP party. I think it's like $140 for the VIP pass. Of course, that gets you all 5 days. It gets you the early entry. And I was chatting back and forth, and I think it was on Twitter. The early entry is kind of just like a bonus for me. It's the cherry on top, because I think when I went in 2019, I really didn't use that early entry pass. I wasn't standing in line to get in the doors. I think only one day I was there early enough, like before the doors opened. And that's because Mike Summer and I met up, and I recorded a podcast with Mike. We just sat in a room, and that was the only day that I was like there for early entry. Now this year's going to be a little different. I want to get there, get in line. And now it's like, I hate lines. I'm impatient. So I don't even know if I'll take advantage of it. I am not like, that's just the early entry is just kind of a bonus cherry on top. I might use it. So why do I get the VIP pass? I get the super VIP pass for the parking. That's a little different for me than from a lot of other people that are flying in. They probably aren't driving. So for me, I'm driving down to the National. And me and a friend of mine, we stay out in Wheeling, which is, it's a really nice 15-minute commute, and it's all river road. It's basically just take a road north or west or whatever, and you veer off to the left and drive like a mile. And it's super easy. It's a nice morning commute. There's a McDonald's right next door, even though I hate their coffee. I'll grab a couple breakfast burritos and a coffee. And we drive separate. And I think it's growing up as an only child. That's why I just kind of like doing things on my own. I like the commute. I like turning the radio up, windows down, drinking coffee, getting pumped to go to a card show, repeat for four more days. So I like that commute. So I use the parking pass because I think parking alone is $15. So you $15 times 5, and that's what, $75 alone in parking. And so the super VIP is $200. You get all 18 the free autograph tickets. I've already sold those. I sold all 18 for $70. So there's what, 100. So I get cash back. So now I'm down to what, $130. Plus you get the goodie bag, and with a super VIP, you get double of everything in there. And you can sell some of that stuff. You can sell most of that stuff for $50-$60, depending on what's in there. In fact, I probably made about that last time, and I saved anything Cubs related. And there was a pack with like Cubs and White Sox cards. So now you get more cash, save, just round number $50. Now you're down to like $80 on your cost. And then, hey, $75 for the parking and $5. And that doesn't even, you're not even counting your admission. So it's a great deal if you're going to flip some of the stuff that you get. I don't do the autographs because again, I hate lines. I would rather spend that time shopping for cards. If it's your first national, I didn't expect to go this long on VIP. So the early entry that they've offered now is only early entry and, of course, admission. There's no goodie bag. There's no parking pass. So it's basically just early entry and passes, and admission, I mean. And I think going back to the people, so the people I talked to at my show, where 80 to 90% were like, I'm not going to go to the national. Maybe I'll go for a day. I have to remember, like, many of us are like in the hot, like we're like crazed. And, sometimes I need to take a step back and remember that not everybody is in hobby Twitter, in Facebook groups, doing all these, content and all that. They're just casual collectors, maybe buy a blaster at Target, they live here in town, so they're going to hit the card show, maybe run to the card shop once a month. They're just casual. And it's also expensive. So say you just want to go for a day. And I was anti-national. Like, before I really got hardcore into the hobby, and I wouldn't even say I got hardcore into the hobby until like 2018, 2017, 2018. Because I don't know. So I went to the national in 2019, but that was my first, because I didn't want to spend the money. It's expensive. So you're talking like, I didn't want to take time off of work. I didn't want, it's like, so for me and anybody else, like, there's a hotel cost. So say, I guess I could take a day trip, but say I wanted to, like, it's a huge show. There's no way I'm going to walk the floor in a day. So I've got to get a hotel room. Yeah, we get a cheap hotel room in Wheeling. I don't know how much that, say it's 50, we'll split it into $60 per person. So there's $60, a little bit of gas money. The ticket to get in, what is it? $10-15. Parking pass, $15. So there, you're over $100 just to walk in the door. That's one damn expensive card show. So that's why I was not a big national, because I didn't have a focus before the Cubs project. And I really, it's like, yeah, it's a big card show, but there wasn't really anything there that I felt I could get anywhere else. eBay. If I want something, I'll find it on eBay. It's like you go to card shows and it seems like, well, everything's more expensive than I can get this cheaper on eBay. That was my thought process. Now it's a little different, because now it's like I've got the Cubs project and I've met so many cool people. And I think the value alone in the national is hanging out with people that you've never met or you only see every year at the national. And that, I think that more than makes up the cost associated with the national is getting to meet up. 2 years ago, I think, one of the coolest things was meeting Big Shep and Steph from About the Cards, and Big Shep and I hung out for like half an hour, 45 minutes at a dime box, and him and I were just at the dime box. We'd never met before, but I felt like we had known each other for 25 years, and we're just doing what we love, digging through quarter boxes and dime boxes, just talking about baseball and baseball cards. And that's the cool thing, where, it's not just meeting up and talking, but you're digging through boxes, or you're walking the floor, and you'll pass and it's like, okay, I'm going to go this direction, I'm going to go that direction. My buddy Dave, that we meet up, and that's who I go to the show with. We can go an entire day not even seeing each other. Usually we drive separate, but sometimes a couple of the days we drove together, and it's like, once we hit that floor, we didn't see each other again, literally, for 6 hours, 8 hours. Like, he went that direction, I went that direction, and didn't see each other again. Or maybe, if you do pass, it's like, oh, hey, did you find anything? No. Did you? Oh yeah, I got this, and this. And then okay, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go over there. And then sometimes you'll run into people from Twitter and like, oh, hey, there's an awesome dollar box over here. And you go to the dollar box and you hang out. So it's like, it's the experience alone is well worth it. And I'm glad that I came around and kind of put those, oh, I'm spending this, and this, doing like a breakdown of costs where it's the experience. I mean, it's kind of like going to a baseball game. Okay. Going to the Cubs game, like, here I'm talking about, spending a few $100s on, behind home plate for a ticket. And it's like, it's the experience. It's, it's not about, I got a front row seat in my rec room to watch every Cubs game on TV. For, well, not free, but almost free. And the beer here in my basement is a lot cheaper, but it's the experience, because not only are you sitting, at Wrigley Field, wherever you are, paying for that ticket's going to be pricey, no matter where you're at. But you're running into Cubs friends, you're running into, people. And I've already one guy he actually lives here in Madison. We've never met, but we talk on Twitter. He's in real estate as well as my wife. I'm not in real estate. My wife's in real estate. So we talk about that. We talk about the Cubs, and he's like, hey, I'm working the game. He does like game day stuff, like on occasion. He's like, hey, I'm going to be working the game on July 9th. I'm yay. So we're going to meet up after the game. Cubby Steph, who I've known on Twitter for, 3 or 4 years. We've hung out at the Cubs convention, and she's going to be up. She's in South Carolina. She's going to be up for the whole week. And I'm like, hey, let's meet up before or after the game, have a beer. And it's just, it's the people. And we missed that for 16 months. And that's what the National is it's all about the people and the experience and having a lot of fun. So I will talk more about the National, and kind of, because I've only been one time. So I think I'm still in that zone where I'm still a rookie. So I can kind of convey for first timers, like, I just, the last National was my very first, so I can convey and be a little more accurate than, if somebody's been there 20 years, it's just kind of old hat for them. But for a newbie, it's overwhelming. So I'll share my first time experience in the next couple days as we get closer to the National. We're 3 weeks away. I've been busy with other things. So I don't have as much hobby content to talk about, just because, I'm not consuming as much as I was. So I have more time to share my National stuff. So that's what I had for today. I didn't expect to go on that ramble about the National. And again, I apologize. I cannot see the live chat this morning. It looked funky when I went live, and then I clicked a button, and then there's just like a gray bar, and it's completely black. But I did find out how to turn on the live chat replay, so I can go back later and I can read it. So if you joined me later than what I talked about that, if you didn't know, because I always like looking back at the live chat replay, especially when I can't see it live. You go down to edit below the video. And then it comes up edit settings, and you go to customization, and right at the top it says live chat. And my live chat box is checked, but it's not showing up for me. And then live chat replay, my box was not checked, so I checked that for this video. So I'll be able to go back hopefully and see your chat. So I do apologize that I wasn't able to interact. That's why I like to go live. Otherwise, I just record it whenever. I would be on every day, but I like the live aspect. That's why it's like live today, not tomorrow. Who knows the next day? So I do plan on being live. Today's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I plan on being live. No shows on Saturday, Sunday. And then I'll probably be back. Maybe not next Monday, because next weekend's going to be just kind of a whirlwind. And especially Sunday, I'll be up at 4:30 on the road at 5. on the floor all day at the card show, I'll be pretty exhausted Sunday night. So I may sleep in Monday. I'm getting old. I told my wife, so my one quick story before I leave this morning. I'm really rambling. I guess that's what taking a day off does. So, my buddy that I'm staying with, my best friend since, we went to preschool together, actually. So we've known each other. We've been friends since we were 3 years old. So he lives northwest suburbs. So I'm like, hey, Friday, July 9th, you want to go to the Cubs game? He's like, oh, I'm going. I've got a college buddy coming up. We're going to a concert in the city on Saturday. I'll ask him. We can all go down, crash here. I'm like, perfect. So his buddy can't make it up like early enough for the game, and he's going to be up sometime in the afternoon. So my buddy can't go to the game. So he's like, you can crash here. Just take the train. So I'm like, okay, cool. So they're going to the concert. So my wife's like, well, why don't you go to the concert with them? And I'm like, I can't do that. I'm too old. I'm not young anymore. I can't do a Cubs game Friday, wake up and go to a concert Saturday, and then wake up at like 5 a.m. on Sunday and do a card show all day. I can't do that. I admit it. I will freely admit it. I am too old for that. So, and I'm not really like, I like concerts, but I'm just not a concert guy. I've been to 10 concerts in my entire life. I'm just not, I think they're Pearl Jam. Awesome. I'll go to a Pearl Jam concert. Love Pearl Jam concerts. Those are destinations for me where we think we're planning on seeing them open up their European tour next year in Amsterdam. So Pearl Jam concerts, different story. Anything else, meh for me. So that's what I had for today. Thanks for tuning in. I will be live tomorrow morning, and maybe I'll talk national since it's still kind of fresh on my mind. I'll go in more detail about the national, especially if you've never been or if you're going for the first time. I'll offer some tips, some advice, and just my experience as a first timer just 2 years ago. So that'll be tomorrow. So have a great Tuesday, and we'll talk tomorrow. And hopefully my chat's back tomorrow.